All right, welcome back. It's SWAC Men's Basketball Media Day. I don't know, we got so much to talk about with this guy. We got a little football we could talk about. I mean, there's a big game this weekend. Jackson State, Alabama State is homecoming week. This guy came in here sporting a golf club like it was a walk. He like Superfly with a golf club.
Yeah.
It's our guy, Mo Williams, head coach Jackson State. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
I have to assume you played a little golf here.
I do. It's like the movie Lean On Me. You know, and they used to call him Crazy Joe. Now they call him Batman.
Right.
That's why I carry my golf club. So, no, I love the golf. That's just something that it keeps me grounded because it keeps me humble because it's a hard game.
Yep.
But it also gives me some time away from, the stress of just life in general. So I took a liking to golf and something that I want to be great at. So I spent some time with it.
Yeah, for sure. Look, we know football players don't get to enjoy homecoming week. How about basketball players? You got homecoming week at Jackson State. You got this huge game with Alabama State this weekend. Are you and the guys enjoying the vibe?
Absolutely. I mean, the guys, they got to see me at 6 in the morning at practice this week for homecoming. So, they got to pay for it at 6 because I know they're enjoying themselves throughout the week. But that rightfully so. They're in college. I expect that. But I expect them to see me at 6 in the morning and get it out their system. So once we get past homecoming, I think we'll get back to our regular routine, type of practices. But homecoming is for enjoyment, right? The parties, the camaraderie with your teammates. You bond more, and I think that's more important than anything. I think just the more that they can be together, the more that they can hang out, and that's how my college teams were. And I explain that to them every time we meet on how together they need to be. My 2 years at Alabama, I mean, we did everything together. If we went to a party, I mean, it was 13, 14 guys in one group and going to that party, and we hung out and we did things together and built the camaraderie, and we had 2 good years there.
No hats this year. You didn't come with a hat game this year.
Well, I committed to the bald head now. Last year I started toward the end of the year, and I'm fully committed now.
Did you and Brian go in together?
He should have been there 10 years ago. But I'm committed to it now. I think, by force, not by choice.
Right.
But at the end of the day, my hairline was, it ain't like yours. That thing would push back a little bit, so I had to Teddy P.
All right, let's talk about this year's squad. Deshaun Ruffin, preseason pick as player of the year.
Well, he should have been player of the year at the end of the year. Unfortunately, rules didn't allow that last year, which I hope it changes in the future. But obviously, this is the award that was shouldn't have been preseason, should have been postseason, and obviously preseason also. But I'm excited about him. I mean, this is his last goal. Last year, even though he had a really, really good year, I expect a better year. I think his body is better this year. I think his confidence is better and his mindset is better. And understanding that he's getting ready to be a professional athlete after this year. So the little things that he's gotten better at, and we're still working on a couple more. But at the end of the day, just consistency is the key for him. Showing up every single day, understanding that you are the elder now. You have a lot of young guys that's looking up to you, and when they see you out there not participating the way you should, that can carry over. So, but then on the flip side, those young guys have a lot of energy too, and they go at him. So they make him pick it up on days where he, kind of want to coast a little bit. And I think he's done a great job of leading our guys. A lot of people lead in different ways. Dorian, he's going to be loud. He's going to be talking. And he's going to be more on the vocal side. And I think Sean just kind of shows it in a way where he's going to talk to you on the side. He may say something when he needs to be said, but I think it's just his activity. His leadership is shown through activity. And that's the one thing I stay on him about is that activity. If you're not speaking and your activity is shown in a negative way, I think it can impact the group.
All right, it's tough up top in the SWAC. They got you guys picked preseason. Their prediction is third for Jackson State. What do you think about that?
I mean, I'm cool with it. I think it's just prediction, right? I mean, we haven't finished where they predicted us at not 1 year, So at the end of the day, I think it is what it is. I think Bethune does have the most talented roster, in my opinion. Southern, you got to give them respect off the year they had last year, and obviously us too. So I'm not really concerned about that list at all. I'm concerned about this team because it was a whole different team I had last year. So I'm more concerned about us getting better, getting prepared, understanding that we have a really tough, I know you're going to get to it, a non-conference schedule. Keeping these guys together for January 3rd, I think that's the most important part of non-conference because it can be tough. You can put yourself in some adverse moments. But I think the most important thing for me is my evolution, how I've evolved each and every year. I became a better coach from last year to now, understanding what I need to do with my group to be better at the end of March. And the first thing I start with is depth, and that's on me to have that trust in guys. If I don't trust you, you won't play. So non-conference would be a time where I can build trust in a group. With 10 guys, with knowing that in conference play they'll be down to 8 or 9.
Yeah. What does it take to maintain and carry over that consistency and that level of play from the regular season to the postseason when it comes to the SWAC tournament? Because we've seen some teams like, at any level of basketball, the shots they made during the regular season don't fall during the tournament.
Well, I think it's more so of a mindset of your preparation. Everything that you do at the beginning of the year is going to come to fruition at the end. The work will show. And if you didn't put the work in, at the end of the day, it will show. Because if you're putting the work in, just over time of doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, if you're doing it at a high level, it's mandatory that you get better. It's the time that you take off. And I always tell the guys, each and every day, let's not waste a day. So it all depends on at the end of the year, how many days did you waste? Mm-hmm. That's the determining factor on a good team and a bad team.
All right, you talked a little bit about the challenges that you just have to schedule to kind of look. Some games you got to go out, you got to get paid. You want to see how you stack up. What are some of the games in what we'll call the preseason that fans can get excited about and see how you guys stack up against some of the better teams in the country?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we have a tough one. Obviously, we have Houston. We play Houston every year. Kevin Sampson is one of my mentors. We talk all the time, so I play him every year. Obviously, he gave me $100,000, so that's a good money game for us. But also, you're not playing a defense like that, ever. I don't care who you are. Houston is just, for me, is just defensively they're at that level, and we're playing Auburn, and they're a replica. So I think just playing against those two type of opponents, along with Arkansas, along with Illinois, along with Northwestern, along with TCU, along with I'm missing one. I think I said Arkansas. I might have mentioned them, but we have a tough schedule. But at the end of the day, we have guys that want to be professional athletes. We have guys that in the future are going to hit the transfer portal. And I think that's these moments where they can compete at a high level against high-level competition and not only put themselves in position to be better on their current team, but they put themselves in position to hit the portal and show what they can do against the best of the best.
This Saturday, should fans be doing anything else besides watching Jackson State, Alabama State?
It's a big weekend. I think this weekend will probably decide the championship in the East. So we'll see. Obviously, I'm going with the Tigers, but I'll definitely be there. It'll be a big game. I watched a little bit of Alabama State. It's going to be a tough one, but we got them at home. And I think our football team is playing at a high clip and a lot of confidence, and I think they'll pull it out. All
right, Coach, you're a point guard. Set us up. Tell us about your players you brought with us.
Well, obviously, Deshaun Ruffin, we spoke about earlier, player of the year, preseason. But I think, like I told him once we found out earlier, you got to stand on that. That's where it got to end. And I think if he ends at that same position, I think we'll be a really good team. With Dorian McMillan, second team, I say, hey, you got to up that, So at the end of the day, he should have some motivation. but he has different motivation too. He want to have a really, really good year because he's a guy that should be in the transfer portal and looking to go to a big time school next year in the future. And but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Obviously, his focus has been here now. I always tell him, stay in the current. Don't worry about the transfer portal. That's gonna be there. Like, that is not nothing to think about. Obviously, once the season over with, we'll figure that part out. But that is something that shouldn't be on your mind. On your mind should be winning basketball games and winning the SWAC championship, and being the best version of you, and developing into a leader and being consistent every day, which you do. And that's one thing I can say about Dorian is he's consistent every single day. But I want to speak on some other guys. Jamie Mitchell, I think he's going to have a terrific year for us, coming back off of really 2 years of injury, coming back last year, leading us in scoring off the bench. I felt like he should have been on one of these preseason teams. He was that good for us last year. We have a transfer that came from Louisiana Tech and Devin Reed, which I think he's going to be a piece to those guys over there, Deshaun and Dorian, just a complimentary piece that's going to be really efficient, know how to play the game, know how to read the game, veteran guy, fifth year guy, fifth year, whatever. But he's a veteran guy, played a lot of basketball. So I'm excited about that. Now, the key for us is going to be how well can we rebound the ball. Are we going to be committed on the defensive end? Because I think our pace alone will allow us to score the ball at a high clip. But for us, we got to be committed to rebounding. We got to committed to defending and getting deflections and getting out of running. So I'm excited about our group. Obviously, our freshmen, my son leading that pack. I think he's going to have a terrific year, kind of similar to kind of Dorian as a freshman, kind of just being a complimentary piece, just having his moments maybe. But he should be striving to be freshman of the year. Kedrick Simmons, he's been coming along since day one. He's getting better, another freshman. Kobe Butler, another freshman. So we're going to be good in a lot of different areas. Ebo Wilson, which is a sophomore, didn't play much last year, 6'11". It's going to be a big body down there for us. So we're deeper than I have been in the past. We're going to need these moments where guys are going to have to step up and play, because every year I've been here, I've dealt with injuries.
Yep.
So I expect this to be no different. So my roster is by design. I'm deep. The good thing about it, you deep, you're going to have guys to go to. The bad things about it, if everybody healthy, everybody playing their minutes, somebody's not going to play. But like I just mentioned, I've never had a season where the same guys that started the season in rotation ended it. So we're going to need guys to stay ready and be ready.
Those are facts. Well, I'll tell you what, those father-son coach-player combinations have worked well at Jackson State in the past. We'll see how it works out this year.